Hello Lefty Wannabes and welcome to my channel, Right Left Hand. It is day 345. Let's get started. We are on week 50, so we will continue writing the date, the day, the sentence, both upper and lowercase 2 times, the quote, both upper and lowercase 2 times, increasing numbers and symbols. And the sentence is, Quick fox jumps nightly above wizards. Again, we're writing that because it's a pangram containing all the letters of the alphabet, and we want to practice those letters in a variety of ways. And the quote is, All virtue is summed up in dealing justly, by Aristotle. Let's go ahead and get started. As per usual, we're going to write the day over the left-hand margin. Day 345. It is December 11th, 2017. And on this side of the paper, we always have enough room to write our month. So luckily, we can write it 11/2017. And it is Monday. And let's go ahead and get started with our sentence. So again, like I mentioned, this one is a little bit similar to what we have been writing because it contains a lot of, well, 3 of the same words. Quick, wizards, and jump. So quick fox jumps nightly above wizards. Okay. And again, I don't think there's too much issue in that because it's the order has been changed around, stuff like that, so that we don't have to worry about maybe thinking that we're just doing the same sentence over and over again, because we're not. Alright, now we'll keep on writing this, alternating lowercase and uppercase. So it'll be good to get it out there, have it, in your repertoire of practice, in your dresser drawer of skills. You can now write this sentence after we finish it this week. And by then you should be pretty good at writing the word wizards. So that's another advantage, I guess, to continuing writing some of the same words every week. Kind of like Aristotle, because we write that 4 times a day, or we have been for the past few weeks now. So looks like I wrote these a little bit bigger than normal, but it should be lowercase. So I just got a little too excited about writing Aristotle's name 4 times. So yeah. But that's also a word or a name that we've been writing a lot, so it should be pretty good. Yeah. Alright, now that we're done with that, now we'll move on to the all caps. And this is where, I should have written the above sentence, or the above first word of that last sentence we wrote. But I think it's okay. Hopefully, just be able to write this all well and not mess it up or anything. Yep, because sometimes I do that, and I hope in these last few weeks I don't make any major mistakes or anything, because sometimes it happens. Alright, we'll move on to the quote. All virtue is summed up in dealing justly. And this quote might be shorter than our normal sentences, so or at least our normal sentence for today. But even if it is, doesn't necessarily mean I have to write it quickly, because it's going to be written quickly anyways, just because it's so short. But what's important is to write it well so that it, looks good. And it looks like it is a little bit longer than our sentence, but it's not a huge deal. But anyways, I like to pick different quotes of all varieties from Aristotle, whether they're education, being a better person or being better for other people. So this one is, again, kind of like this self-improvement, I guess you could say. Because it's talking about virtue and dealing justly. And hopefully, people take that to heart and grow in virtue because they're dealing justly. And sometimes I think justice can be one of the harder virtues or one of the harder things to practice, because people like to be soft or they like to get away with stuff. But, justice doesn't allow that, well, in most circumstances. That's why you've got to pair justice with prudence. So, and I can't remember which of the philosophers it was who came up with the 4 cardinal virtues. Virtues that are cardinal, meaning that all the other virtues come from them. So, it makes sense here that Aristotle says all virtues summed up in dealing justly, because if you're just, then justice turns into these other virtues as well. So that's why it makes sense in this context, because I guess, again, I can't remember who said the 4 cardinal virtues, but if Aristotle came before or after, you can see the influence one way or another of the cardinal virtues in this quote right here, because he's saying that, virtue is rooted in justice. So yeah. And almost done with the quote. And then we'll move on to our numbers. It looks like this pen might be going out, which I'd be very surprised because I haven't really used it all that much. But it might not have been new when I found it or picked it up. So anyways, we'll go ahead and move on to the numbers. We left off on 2,480 last time, so we'll go 2,481 all the way over to 2,500. And again, like I've been saying now for quite some time, I like to write it a little bit slower and smaller so as to fit everything on here, or at least all the numbers, without having to roll over. And that becomes more of an issue when the quote is longer, actually, because I like to get what I write, all in one picture. And when the writing is all the way over here, sometimes you can't get it as thin as you'd like. So it just depends on the situation, what I'm trying to do. But I think it also helps me because I write my letters or my numbers with a little more focus and a little more patience, I guess, because I'm not just trying to scratch them out real quickly. Take some time, and hopefully it goes well. And then, as always, now I have a guide for my lower numbers. I can write directly underneath them and know that I won't go over. So that's also comforting. All right, almost done with this. Finish on 2,500. That seems like a pretty good number. You know, when you think of quarters and stuff like that, 2,500 is a quarter of 10,000. So, anyways, we'll finish up with our symbols. These again don't take too long either. I've been writing them for quite some time. Hopefully we all have. Hopefully we haven't been neglecting them. So hopefully we're pretty good at them. And again, these little math symbols, not always the easiest to get in the same order every time, but I think it's a pretty good job. All right, there you have it, day 345. Shorter quote than normal, so hopefully you like that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and every day to practice with me. Alrighty, goodbye.